Okay, hello. I'm going to be doing a build for the Cleveland. The Cleveland was an amazing ship, and then it just became okay. I do still like the Cleveland. I do feel the Cleveland is still a quite nice boat. I think it's good fun to play, but it isn't what it once was. So, on the Cleveland, we have a couple of choices for the first tier. We can choose directional center, preventative maintenance, priority target. Now, I want to know whether I'm being shot at, especially when you're in a squishy, light cruiser. So my personal choice would be priority target. However, I think many people will be going for preventative maintenance or directional center. Moving on from there, I'm going to be wanting to increase my DPM. So my obvious choice is Adrenaline Rush. I know practically on nearly every one of my builds I've been going on Adrenaline Rush, but it's a good skill. It's a good skill. I mean, your reload time on a Cleveland is already at 8 seconds. Now, if you can decrease that by a further 10% or 15%, you're going to be getting on the lines of when you used to have BFT for all cruisers, all light cruisers, everything that had 152s used to be able to get BFT, and it used to be amazing. But now you can get it, as long as you leave half your health, of course. But now you can get it. It's going to be good. Moving on from there, we are going to be often throwing as much HE as we can, so that is certainly a good choice. I wouldn't necessarily recommend an AA build, seeing as even with the recent popularity in CVs, I don't feel that BFT is majorly worth it. It is 20% extra buff, but I do still feel it's situational. So I do think, overall, Demolition Expert is probably your best bet. Finally, you do have a couple of choices up here. Well, 3 choices for me too, because I'm not a fan of radio location. You've got Concealment Expert, which should be fantastic for Cleveland. Although your concealment isn't the best concealment in the world. You are at 12.9 kilometers, so this would only reduce that by 12%. So that's only going to reduce it down to just over 11 or something like that, or just under 11, just over 10 really. 10 kilometers, which isn't fantastic. However, when you shoot your shells, your detection will go up to 17 kilometers, but reduce that by 12% as well. So it's debatable. I would say almost guaranteed get Inertia Fuse for HE shells. I think that's a very good skill, because you are shooting a lot of HE, and if this is one of your main ways of doing damage, this is a skill you want to get, because this means you can do more damage, so you can actually penetrate slightly thicker armors and do more damage with your HE shells. So I do recommend Inertia Fuse for HE shells. It's pretty decent. So then, my personal choice would actually be radio positioning. This is the first time I'm really picking radio positioning, because I feel there are a lot of players, a lot of DDs, and a lot of players down at the low level where this could be really good advantage. You're going to often be in small maps, running through islands like on Big Race or something, and you're going to want to use RPF just to know exactly where the DDs are coming out from, because DDs at this level love to come and surprise attack you. So RPF, yeah, I would say it's useful on a Cleveland. I think it's one of the best bows to pick RPF on, personally. Anyway, so now we have 5 points left. I would be saying either choose Concealment Expert, or you can choose some lower end skills. Concealment Expert is good, but it doesn't give you that major buff as when you get to the higher levels. So you're often quite close on the Cleveland side. I'm not massively keen on getting Concealment Expert on the Cleveland. Others may disagree, but I won't be getting it. Therefore, if you're not getting Concealment Expert, maybe an idea is to buff your range on your AA, seeing as you are a relatively decent AA. I'm not a fan of AA boats, but I know sometime down the line, CV is going to become popular again. But something I think I will choose is Expert Marksman. This can be chosen instead of Adrenaline Rush if you don't really like it. And then more from that, High Alert or Jack of all Trades is a good choice. And then you'll be able to choose Preventative Maintenance. But I think a more versatile choice to go for would be an AA buff. Yes, I'm saying AA buff. The two things I don't like, AA boats and RPF. Yeah, I'm choosing them on the Cleveland, but I think it's pretty decent. Now, I can't quite remember whether you get a catapult aircraft. I'm pretty sure you do on the Cleveland. And it's a toss-up between whether you want to get 2 aircrafts in the air or whether you want to get preventative maintenance. And I probably would say go for the aircraft. I think this is a pretty decent build. You can do quite a lot of this, quite versatile. You are kind of, because the Cleveland is rather an all-round ship. It doesn't really specialise in one thing. So what we're doing here is we are buffing our rate of fire. We're buffing the amount of AA we can do. We're finding out, where other boats are with radio location. So we're not specialising in one particular thing. We're taking a rounded view. Anyway, so that's my Cleveland. Please tell me what you think, and I'll upload this video soon. Thanks.